Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Sarah Labrat and today's writing vlog is going to be an unexpected creative reset that I experienced at the end of May, as well as preparing for my 1 year in Utah. So if you go on to enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a big thumbs up because that really supports my channel, and subscribe if you haven't already. And now without further ado, let's get into today's writing vlog. All right, I made it to Vegas. I'm trying to wrap up re-signing my lease. It is not going very well so far because there keep being loose ends, and I found more loose ends today that I will need to follow up on tomorrow with that. But anyways, now I need to go sign into the expo and see if I can get my credentials and everything because I think they're gonna be open for like another hour. But anyways, let's go do that. Still getting set up. I just left day 3 of the licensing expo. I am running late for my flight right now. I will catch you guys up when I get back to Utah. Today is May 29th. It is a couple days after I got back from Las Vegas in the licensing expo that I was attending. And now that I'm back, I just want to share how creatively recharged I feel after being in such a creative environment, because I mean, there were huge companies there at the licensing expo and it's all about like building a brand. And for those that may not know, and I sure as heck didn't until a couple years ago when I started learning about the licensing world, but licensing is basically a company that owns the idea or the concept or the image, licensing out that image or idea to another company to put it on their product. So for example, Warner Brothers doesn't make Harry Potter t-shirts, but a t-shirt manufacturer would license something from Harry Potter and basically pay the licensor, basically Warner Brothers, an upfront amount and then a cut of all of the profit that they make because they were using the Harry Potter image of some kind on a t-shirt or some other product. And the booth that I was working at was across the aisle from Dr. Seuss. Peanuts was down the way. I mean, Disney was there, Warner Brothers was there, Universal Studios was there, Elf on a Shelf was there. Like, it was full of huge companies collaborating to basically blow up brands, but also so that these like manufacturers can make a lot of money by using the licensors' images or products. And for some reason, it was just such an incredible environment to be in. I was able to meet the original licensor that did all of the licensing for Star Wars and Lucasfilms. I was actually able to sit in on a couple meetings with manufacturers that want to or are interested in licensing the image of Zoonicorn and putting it on their products. And that was like everything you can possibly imagine that like a children's brand would be on, we were meeting with. And it was such a cool environment to be in. And I didn't put any pressure on myself to write. I knew that I wasn't gonna write for a couple days while I was there because I knew that I was gonna be busy because I did go 3 years ago and I was just exhausted at the end of the expo every day. And then you have like an hour and then you're at like a 3-hour work dinner and it's just a very draining experience. But at the same time, that expo hall was so full of creative people and brands and just such creativity. And everybody working at my booth was just so incredible and had their own stories of like their like creative journeys and everything, and it's from like all walks of creativeness. Like the art director of Zoonicorn was there, the founder of Zoonicorn, obviously, the brand manager of Zoonicorn, and like everybody has had, you know, very different creative backgrounds. And I think by the end of it, I just felt very validated for what I want to do and the fact that I am a creative, because I think in day-to-day life, it can kind of seem like creatives are like, you know, not necessarily looked on as like serious people or endeavors or like career paths. But then you get into a room and like an expo hall at that in Las Vegas, full of people whose entire careers have been incredibly successful in primarily the creative space of some kind or another. And I just almost started crying when I walked out on my last day, because I just felt so validated and so creatively charged and just so ready to get focused on my goals again. And so then I've come back to Utah. I let myself have a couple days to kind of sit in that just creative, you know, well, and just kind of like steep in it. And now today is May 29th, and on June 1st, so in technically 2 or 3 days from now, I'm going to be setting goals for the next 6 months. And I think that this is going to be very helpful because I'm going to break it down by month to month, and I will be making a video about this. And there's a very high chance that it's already up on my channel because that's in 3 days. But again, I just want to be focusing on like 3 main categories, and that is writing my book and trying to get closer to being a published author and like working towards that, and like editing my book and finishing my book and then sending my book to an agent and like, you know, trying to get agented and then getting published, hiking and training for some hikes that are coming up, because I've been talking with some of my friends who are much more experienced hikers and backpackers than I am, and they want to do some ambitious hikes this summer, and like it's ambitious for them, and for me as a newbie, I'm not fully prepared for that yet. And so I have been training. I just got done with a training session, which is why I'm still in my workout clothes, and working towards not being reliant on my job. And so because I have today, the 30th and the 31st, before June starts, I want to make sure that I am in a place where I'm kind of like ramping up towards my daily routine that's going to start in June, or like basically working towards what I want my daily routine to look like in June. So that is what I'm working on, and that's what I'm going to be working on for the next couple days. I hope you guys enjoyed the clips and everything from Vegas. That was so much fun and just such a creative reset. I know I've already said that like a million times, but it was so good, like so good. So I've already done my training session for today. It felt very good. It was indoors and not outdoors, which is not as ideal, but considering that it was indoors, I did like an hour and 10 minutes. And then the next chapter that I need to edit in DE is about 2,100 words, which I think could be possible to do today. I know that I'm gonna hang out with some friends tonight, and I need to start thinking about my goals and my timeline for the next 6 months, as well as how I wanna break down those goals. So that's what we're doing today. And then the poker game ended up going for like 4 hours. So now it is the next day because I wanted to go to bed as soon as that was done. But now it's May 30th. I already did my hiking training for the day, and then I just got in from hot tubbing at sunset, which was absolutely gorgeous. And the level of like disorganization in my apartment right now is driving me a little crazy. And so what I'm going to try and implement for tonight is switching between cleaning like a small section of my apartment and doing a writing sprint, and then cleaning another small section of my apartment as like a productive break to just kind of keep myself moving forward and letting my brain kind of relax, or listening to a podcast or something, because I'm in the middle of listening to an audiobook and a podcast, and I have music that I could listen to if I wanted. And so that's my goal right now. It is currently 9:14. I'm gonna start my first cleaning sprint at 9:15. I'm gonna clean my bathroom counter. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to come and sit down and do some writing. And we're gonna have a great night. We're gonna have a very productive night. Very productive night. Let's go. I cleaned my bathroom counter, and then I just did 20 minutes of brainstorming for this next chapter that I'm going to be working on, which is chapter 13. Yes, chapter 13, and it's currently about 2,100 words long, and I basically just wrote down all of my notes in like a brainstorming exercise that answer all the questions that I had written down when I did the read through of draft 4 in preparation for draft 5. And because I just did 20 minutes of that, I kind of just want to keep brainstorming and just kind of sit on that for a few minutes. So I'm gonna tidy up my living room because I think that that won't take me very long, but it'll just give me something to do while I'm thinking about this for a few more minutes before I come back and do another writing sprint. Living room is now clean. Just finished doing some more tidying just in general areas, kind of just decreasing the overall clutter in my entryway and kitchen. Things are feeling much, much cleaner already. I have accomplished a lot that's feeling really good. It is now midnight, as in like just turned to midnight. I have a chocolate chip waffle because chocolate chips help with writing. And so let's do another sprint. Just finished chapter 13. It did end up being much, much shorter than the original chapter, but I'm saving the rest of it potentially for like the next chapter in this POV or something down the line. And I just moved it to a different document so that I don't have to dig through draft 4 to find the rest of this chapter. But I think that it is a much more effective chapter now than it was to begin with, which is what we're going for. So this was great. I think it ended on a really solid note, and I'm feeling good that I got to finish chapter 13 today. Yay! I'm also realizing that I'm basically doing spring cleaning right now, and that my 1-year anniversary of living in Utah and this apartment is in 2 days from now. So between tonight and tomorrow, with Parkinson's law, of course, my favorite law, I could have my apartment fully cleaned and ready for my 2nd year in Utah and my 6-month goals that I'm setting for myself. And it's just kind of fun realizing that my 6-month goals, which I want to start in June, line up with my 2nd year starting in Utah. I just realized that, and I'm very, very proud of that. That sounds so cool. But that's also inspiring me to go do some more cleaning right now. So I think I'm gonna clean my kitchen island and wipe down my counters and stuff, just so that I can get a couple steps closer to being completely clean for my 2nd year in Utah. This is my super easy habit tracker for the days leading up to June. And so now that I have done book work for an hour, I am going to cross that off. Just finished up some more cleaning. It is now 1 a.m. I was working on cleaning my closet and like going through some of my old clothes and stuff. And I think my problem with my closet since I moved in is that my previous closets have been bigger. And so I have a lot of extra clothes that don't totally fit in my closet. And my closet also gets like weirdly dusty. And so I don't know how to keep my clothes from not getting dusty unless I buy like a dresser or something, which is something that I've been avoiding for a year. And I'm finally starting to come to terms with like, okay, maybe I actually need to buy one. But now that it is 1 a.m., I will be heading to bed shortly, but I wanted to have some chamomile tea because this is a habit that I haven't done a lot of recently, but I love doing before bed, is just sitting down with a warm cup of tea and just kind of relaxing for a little bit. But instead of watching like a TV show or something right now, what I want to do is actually do some journaling, especially because we're coming to the close of my 1st year in Utah, and I just kind of want to do some reflecting on this past year and the intentions that I have for my next year and my next 6 months and my goals and everything, and just kind of like check in with myself because I haven't journaled for a while. I haven't had some tea for a while, so it just sounds like a very lovely thing to do this evening. And as part of my journaling practice tonight, I'm drinking out of my Enjoy the Journey mug, which is the mug that I bought from Target last year when I didn't have anything other than one suitcase and an air mattress in this apartment for the first 16 days because everything was delayed massively and I wasn't told about it. And I think that this message, enjoy the journey, has been so prevalent with moving out to Utah and I mean writing a book, and it's just so applicable to everything that I wanted to drink out of this mug tonight. I'm feeling kind of emotional right now. I have gone through a lot in the past year, and both good and bad, but I am in such a good place now. And that just makes me really excited because I know that there is a past self or a past version of me or a younger version of me that didn't think I would ever get to this point. But here I am now, and I've lived in Utah for a year, almost 2 days away from here. I have lived in Utah for a year. I am being creative. I'm getting to hike a ton. I have some of the best friends I've ever had. I feel more supportive than I ever had, but I also feel more independent than I ever have. And I just feel like I'm in such a good place, and I have so much potential out here, and I have so much potential that is going to become success because I am working towards it, because I am consistent and I am ambitious. If you can't tell, I finished this journal entry with a lot of I am statements, and it's making me feel very, very happy and content with where I'm sitting in my life. And I can't believe I've been in Utah for almost a year. I should journal more.
maybe that's gonna be added to my 6-month goals because this was very fun. I know that normally when I journal, I don't journal for this long, but I think that kind of as just to check in with myself over the past, you know, a little bit over the past year, but also within the past couple of weeks, just kind of how I'm sitting and how I'm feeling about myself and what's going on in my life. I feel like this was very, very nice. Man, that was lovely. Alrighty. With that, I did write for a little over an hour tonight. I am still sipping on my tea. It is now 1:35 in the morning. I got several hours of cleaning done. I've been going from pretty much 9:30 this past evening, or this evening, whatever you want to call it. And so now I think it is very much time for some well-deserved sleep. Thank you guys so much for watching today's writing vlog. I really felt so creatively energetic after I got back from Las Vegas, and it really helped my writing for the next couple of days, but that's going to be included in my next writing vlog coming out in a few more days. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Sarah Labrat. If you enjoyed this video and have not given it a thumbs up, please do so. It really supports my channel by telling the YouTube algorithm that you liked my video and that somebody else might too. And if you made it this far but haven't subscribed, maybe you should consider subscribing because it is free and you can always change your mind later. Thank you guys so much for watching, and with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.